Here. Super excited to dive in today to showcase how you can use Book Creator for remote learning. Now, I have to let you know we are not going to dive into everything today. It's just not possible under 30 minutes. So make sure that you go to bookcreator.com and explore additional tutorials, additional webinars you can sign up for, and additional resources. I'm going to try to show you as much as possible, though. Quick intro of myself. You can find me at bookcreator.cat on Twitter. Feel free to follow. I always am posting example books and then resources from other schools. You can also shoot me an email at catherine@bookcreator.com if you have any questions. I reside in Chicago. I'm originally from California, though. I love the city. This is my little one. His name is Drake, and he lives with me in Chicago, and I am a former teacher myself. I love still being involved in education and working with teachers every single day. I have taught subjects from K all the way through high school. I was in the classroom for a little over 8 years, so hopefully I can be of an assistance to help you implement Book Creator with any student population, especially during this remote learning time. Why are we doing this? Well, we all need resources for our students. We want to create a sense of community for them during this time. We want to make sure that they can still receive feedback from us and that they can really unleash their creativity while they're at home. This is a great time for students to unleash that creativity as well as ourselves. Just so that you know, A, I'm not a graphic designer, and B, I am not super tech savvy. So if I can put these things together, you can too. And I really hope that gets you excited to try something new if you haven't utilized Book Creator before. For today's session, we're going to look at how to get started, where you can find resources, how to use our collaboration features, how to give students real-time feedback, how to really motivate them during this time to complete work, sharing ideas from other teachers that have already started remote learning from the last few weeks. And then we're going to dive into templates. How do you make one of these on your own and then maybe want to share it with students for them to piggyback off of? I've today have used Book Creator as a presentation tool, so you can do that too through your teaching, or also encourage students to use it as another presentation tool. Okay, Book Creator can be used for any grade, any subject. Like I said before, that resource hub, feel free to dive into different areas that you teach and also submit work that, and maybe you already are a high using Book Creator user in your classroom. Send some really cool examples of what your students are doing, because that's really going to help other teachers that would like to see that too. Okay. First things first, you're going to want to go to bookcreator.com and create your free account if you haven't done so already. I can log out of here real quick and show you that. So when you go to bookcreator.com, there's the student sign in. Make sure that you click on teacher sign in. You can sign in with Google, with Microsoft, another email platform, or Clever. Once you sign in, what's going to happen is it's going to have you create a library. You're going to create a library. You're going to click on invite code for students. It's going to give you a 5 to 6 digit code. You're going to want to copy that code, and that's what the code you're going to share with parents and families or students. There is a tutorial video that I put together to show how students and families get started. So feel free to look at that, send that to families, and they can get started if they've never done that before. For the students, once they get that code, they're going to go to student sign in. They can log in with their Google email address from school, Microsoft email address from school, a QR code. You can also give them a QR code to your library instead if that's easier, or sign in with Clever too. Once they sign in, what's going to instantly pop up is it's going to say, join the teacher's library, what is the code? That's when they would either give the QR code or put in that 5 to 6 digit number. Super simple. There's no student rostering that you're going to need to do. Simply just log in. Your free account is going to provide you with one library for your classroom, as well as 40 books for the students to use or yourself to use. If What's nice too, make sure once you log in, you're going to want to start your 90-day trial of collaboration. This is normally 14 days, but due to uncertain circumstances this period, we wanted to ensure that all teachers had an opportunity to utilize the collaboration features. So make sure that you just check the box to activate those collaboration features, and then you'll have 90-day access. Hopefully that will take you through for the remainder of this school year. If at any time you're thinking, I need more libraries, I need more books, please get in contact with us, talk to your tech team, and we can put a plan in place where we can provide you and other teachers at your school with those additional resources during this time. Okay, let's get started. All right, playtime, my favorite time. I'm going to dive into features. Let's go. I'm going to edit my book. Right now I was playing it. What's nice about the play mode is you can have it read to the student. Student can play it just as if it's a book. You can change the settings to it, have it actually turn the pages like the book, and it also can be read to them in their specific language. So if you created the book in Spanish, it can actually read it aloud to them in Spanish. So you have those settings and tools to use. Okay, 2 buttons you want to share with your students. The add sign, which I also put in that student and parent tutorial too, and the inspector sign. The add sign is just saying, I want to add something to my page. The inspector sign is saying, whatever I have added to my page, now I want to change that. So for instance, I clicked on this title that I already previously had, and I wanted to change something to do with that. I'm going to go here. I can change the color. I can change the font. There is a dyslexic font, Open Dyslexic, for students that might need that. So know that that is an option. There are over 240 accessibility features. I'm going to show you a few today, but there is an article that you can read and some videos really diving into those for all students. So add, inspector, change. Simple as that. Let's say I want to change the background to this page. Then I'm just going to click on the page and choose inspector. Now I have different backgrounds. You'll notice I have the comic features on. That means when I created a new book, I just picked one of the comic options. When you pick the comic options, it does not mean that you're creating a comic book. It doesn't have to. You can. It's just going to give you those additional features to add to the book. So I can change it to anything. That's cool. I can, let's say I want to change maybe I want to change the background features, that I'm adding panels. So maybe I want to do this, do something cool. Can change the panel to really anything. Okay. For backgrounds, let's see, or for page colors, some of my favorite, there's like rainbow ones that are fun. Students can pick from whatever. Cool. Okay, so what do I want to add? Simple as this. If, let's say in this box, I just wanted to add something really quickly, the student's able to click in that box. They can add a image right from Google. The image from Google is a safe search. If they want to search just clip art, just have them press clip art first and then whatever they want. So maybe I want clip art a dog. And then my clip art dog's going to appear. You'll notice he's a little big in there, but you have your dog. This is just to show you in the background what that looks like. I can also make him smaller and put him in the background, but you'll notice it's in the background of the comic. Okay? So that's that. Then they can reposition it. I can also add a picture. Cool. Okay, that will add. So those are 2 quick ways that they can simply just add those right there. Other things, when I'm adding, I want to add media. So I can import something from media. We already saw Google Images. You saw how to search clip art, safe search. You can add a map. There's also a satellite view too, which is really fun for projects. You can add a file from your computer. So maybe you wanted to add a PDF or a worksheet you wanted them to see and use. Click on that. You can add that, pictures, anything, videos that you've already downloaded to your computer. Drive, you can add something like a Google Doc, a Google presentation, any of those items from a Google folder, and then you can embed. Some cool things to embed with. We all know students love TikTok. I've seen teachers right now doing TikToks to engage their students, or having students do a TikTok to showcase their learning or their mastery of a topic. So when you're on the embed video, you're just going to go to that video. Obviously, you could download the TikTok video or a video from another platform, download it and then upload it either through Google Drive or through Files. But you can also just go down here, click copy, which I already did, but let me just copy it one more time. Cool. Then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to paste it. Boom, I have my TikTok video. The students can do this too, and now they can view it. So maybe I want to put it on here. Same. Another thing that I can add, embed, which is an example, especially for remote learning, you might be recording your own videos of teaching the students. Once you have that recording, you can just embed it. I would just upload it to your YouTube account, and then you would have your video. For this teacher, they did a long division review for that lesson. I create my video, I copy it, I paste it into that embed area. Maybe I want to put lesson 1 or anything. Cool. I can put it wherever. Now, when the students want to play that video, they're going to click on play, and it's going to pop up nice and neat right here. You're not going to see commercials. You're not going to see all the other information on the side. It's just nice and neat, pops up right on their screen. Same with the TikTok video, it's just going to pop up, okay? Super simple. I've been seeing teachers do this on one page, and then they have the assignment on the other one, and then the students can just watch the video and they see the directions for the assignment right there, simple and easy. Cool. Other things to add, I can add a picture. I can also record myself directly on Book Creator. Hi class, I hope you had a great weekend. Today's topic is, you could also be doing something on a whiteboard or an anchor chart that you can have in the background for your students and walking through that, and you just record it right on Book Creator. Now, the reason why you might want to record on Book Creator is, if I click this, now I go to Inspector because I want to change something or add something to my video. I can add captions. So, this being said, I was speaking in English, so my captions are going to be generated in English. Maybe I was speaking in Spanish. I can change this right here to a different language, and then those captions are going to be generated. I can also enter captions in manually. So if my students, maybe I'm speaking English, but I want Spanish captions or vice versa, I can do that too. So I'm going to generate these captions. They're going to be generating in the background. I can just exit and wait, and then the captions will pop up when those are done. Okay. Another thing that's great for remote learning is that I can record myself speaking. Click on the video and watch the review for long division. Then turn to the next page and try it yourself. Okay, I'm going to get a little speech bubble. Maybe I want to put that over my video. Same thing here. I'm going to click on that speech bubble. I want to add or change something to it. And now I can add a transcript. I can make that transcript invisible or so forth if I want, but add there. Same thing here. Whatever language I was speaking in, the transcript's going to come up, but you can also enter it manually. That's going to be generated in the background. Our captions are ready, so I want to show you. And you can see those captions were popping up. Okay? Then you have this here. Those will be generated in a minute. Cool. You can also do speech to text. So some students, it's great for them while they're speaking. Maybe they're doing a journal every single day and you want them just practicing going through things. I've seen some STEM journals like that. Great for EL students. I can click on text, click on the record button. Step 1 is, there's my text. For this, I can edit the text. I can also hyperlink it to a specific page or a web address. So maybe you want to say, watch this video or go to Google Classroom, whatever you want to do, you can link it right there. Then if I want to change the text, go to Inspector, I can change the font, so forth, all of the above. You'll notice that those the transcript is ready. And that could have been in another language. So just know that whatever you are transcribing, you can put that in for those students too. Okay? It's going to take a little playing around with getting used to, but I promise once you get a hang of it, this is going to be great for these students. Okay? Another thing that you can add would be, we went through video, we went through importing, pen tool, one of my favorites. Okay? We have the typical pens, different thicker, so forth. They have a highlighter, so if you wanted them to annotate something right on the screen, boom, you have it done. Really fun colors too. I really like some of these, so forth. And then another one that you're going to want to see is auto draw. So Google Auto Draw is right down here. Let's say I want to add something to my video, or I wanted to add something to my picture. I can, let's say I want to draw some glasses. Boom, they're all right up here. So, and you can see my glasses on my auto draw. I had that cool kind of like stargaze one, and boom, I can put it there. I can also put it on myself or so forth. You can see how fun that would be for students. So that's Google Auto Draw. We have emojis as well. So great for social emotional learning during this time, having them explain how they're feeling using emojis, so forth. Okay, so those are going to be loading there. And you'll see that's right added to the page. Really fun. You can also add text, which I explained before, and you can change that. Comics. So for the comic feature, as long as you have that comic book pressed on, you can do the speech bubbles. And then on the speech bubbles, you can just say, you can type right on them. You can add those to your pictures. Thought bubbles, really fun text. All the above. And then, and then stickers, of course. You can add those, all super fun. So that's kind of a nutshell of those. And then shapes are great, especially if you want to give feedback for work. You can have arrows, they can edit and make comics, so forth. Okay, so that's kind of those, just a really brief overview of what you can do, but I hope those specific ones help for remote learning purposes. Okay, our collaboration feature. So I'm going to show you real quick some great examples of this. First one is a recent one, my Peace Crane. I'm going to click on this. This is, all of these can be found right on the website as well. You can see that they recorded it for their own fluency. You could also have students record it in other languages. Great tool here. They had a Peace Crane, they created these, and then they sent them to another school abroad. And so it goes through that process, and you can see how it's encouraging collaboration, not only amongst the students in their classroom, but on a global wide level. What a great, powerful thing to do, especially during this current situation with the pandemic. Another one is, this one's from a 6th grade class. They did 100-word story each. This would be great for remote learning if you had an assignment and said on Friday you're going to present your poem or you're going to share your 100-word story. Each student can create a page. You could combine them into a book, or you could have them all working on a book at the same time. This one's a primary example, and this would be their alliterations that they created. A great thing that you could have them doing their own artwork, and then adding that right as a file right into Book Creator. Super cute. So you can see that they do their own pictures right on the computer, on the app, or on their tablets, but you could also have them do their own artwork and uploading that right there too. See, those are the resources. This is one of my favorites too. This is from 11th grade students and in a graphic arts class. So what a great way to continue their creativity outside of the classroom during this remote learning time. Each student was assigned a specific page, and they created the images and almost made a Where's Waldo book. Really cool, awesome idea there too. You can scroll through those, and you can see all of these online. And they're different per student. So different ways to collaborate. So you're probably thinking, well, how do I do this? How do I turn this on? Okay, so let's go to my library real quick, and let's say I want this book to have collaboration on there. And students, as long as they're in the library, they can collaborate. Do you see this little icon right here? This means that they can collaborate. I'm going to stop collaboration because I did this before, and then I can click Start Collaboration. And now anyone that's in that library can now edit and add to the book. Okay? Right down here too, I can combine books. I can move it to another library. I can import a book, so forth. Just you can play around with all of that. So that's how you would turn on collaboration mode. Okay, communication. I'm going to show you how to use our feedback tools to assist with those students, because you can provide students with feedback directly onto their pages. A nice thing too is while the students are working on this, you're able to see their work at all time on that one bookshelf in that library. And then when they're finished, they don't have to turn anything in. It's already there and ready right on your bookshelf to read. It's going to save time. Okay, some ways to provide feedback. You could use those audio spots on student work. You could record yourself right into Book Creator and put that as an option. Then they get to see your face. I always love using my Bitmojis. I just downloaded I got the Chrome extension. I just click on this, and then I can pull those Bitmojis right onto the page. Really simple. Then you can add a little speech bubble and say, great work, so forth. And then once they've finished it, they can just delete it. Another thing are using shapes. You can see I use this arrow tool. I can then also add a shape and say, great work, or whatever you want to add, and then put the shape on this gray area. Whatever's in this gray area that's not shown in the page, the students are not going to see it when they're playing the book and reading it. So that's a great thing to know too. What they can do is they can just delete it. You can delete it when it's done. Really, really easy. You can also put feedback as a rubric. So let's say you had a rubric and you had it at the beginning of the book or at the end. It's a great grading tool. You could just fill out the rubric right then and there and do it really fun and engaging for those students too. Those are just a few simple ways. Motivation is huge during this time. I've been talking to a lot of teachers, and they're trying to figure out, only 12 of my students have turned in the work that I assigned them. This is a great way to make it as engaging as possible and motivating them, being able to, hey, I can publish this to a wider audience and showcase this on other platforms too. Oh, real quick, I had right here, you can also publish an entire library of books. So let's say your students, your school wants to do a Hall of Fame during this time. Whatever has been published can still be edited, and you don't have to do anything. So you could have a whole library of books for your school or for your grade level or so forth, whatever you guys want to do as a school for your remote learning plan. And then as you publish that library, you just keep adding books into that library that's already published. And that can showcase that student work. So then students are thinking, hey, I want mine to be up there for everyone to see. And then you can just throw that onto that library, move that book to that library. You can make a copy of it, and then it's published for everyone to see. To do that, you're just going to go to your book, and then down here, you would say publish online. Think of publishing online as a Google Doc link. So whoever that you share that link with is who's going to be able to see that. Okay? And then lastly, I want to show you some templates, and then I'll get to some ideas because I know we only have a few more minutes here. Templates. For templates, what you're going to want to do, you can create something from your students. So here are some examples. One example would be a journal during this time. So their living history right now, a great simple activity to get them started is creating a journal. I created this in a few minutes right on Book Creator. You can too. Make this template for them and they can start filling this out every day. You can put the date, you can copy the pages, they can copy the pages, what's going on in the news, how are they feeling, things they can control, cannot control, a great check-in every single day. They could also be creating a journal on paper, and then as it goes done, their final draft could be in Book Creator too. We have one-page templates. I want to just dive in real quick on some of these examples of assignments that you could assign for the students to have fun with. So, and here I created some pages with an assignment. They'd have to go in and do their grammar skills, maps. You can, right here, you could put a PDF, a worksheet, a passage you want them to read, anything, have them do a task, answer a key question, and then show how they answered that. So whether that be uploading images, videotaping themselves, writing something, adding other materials into there, they have that way of doing so and showcasing that during this time. Okay? To make a template, what you're going to do, you'll go back to that book or that library. Let's say this is the template I want my students to have. I'm going to go down to the bookshelf right here, and then I'm going to click on copy. Now I'm going to put it in that library that I want. Maybe I want it to go to period 1. Okay, now it's going to say copy. It's in that library. I would just put here like do not delete or copy, so forth. They can change their name, blah, blah, blah. Then once the students are in there, they can, let's say they want to make a copy of them for themselves. They can copy this book, or which would be like a template, and then put it in either their own library or the same exact library. Okay? And then they can just go from there once they make the copy. So you're going to want to teach them how to do that. And I did create a tutorial video for parents and students to watch how to do that. So I encourage you to look there too. Okay, so those are templates. It's going to be great for during this time. And lastly, I want to show you a few ideas before we end here of what other schools are doing during this time. One school I was talking to is doing their living or virtual wax museum. So they were already doing that at their school site, and obviously it changed the situation, so they're doing it virtually. It's an extension of what they already were planning on doing. Podcasts, visual vocab books, showcasing artwork, Mother's Day recipe book for the moms, even a recipe book for all families. How fun would that be? Throw on your favorite quarantine recipe and getting to showcase that with and share that with everyone. Presentation tool, like I said, things we can do to keep sane, an exercise book of different quarantine exercises. It's just the ideas are endless. So please keep sending those so we can share with others too. That's kind of a wrap. I hope it gave you a little bit of an idea of how you can use Book Creator for remote learning. Follow me again at Book Creator Kat on Twitter or Catherine@bookcreator.com. Shoot me an email. Go to our website, explore the other tutorial videos, hop on another webinar, and I really hope that this is that you really maximize this exciting opportunity for your students so that they can unleash their creativity too. Thanks.